Hello ladies and gentlemen of year 7. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening depending on the time that you are watching this video. Our video today is going to be about connectives. But before we move further into discussing connectives, let's first talk about our writing. Whenever we write, we use paragraphs to showcase different themes or purposes or even ideas. Remember that each paragraph should have its own theme or purpose or idea. But how do we make sure that our paragraphs or our writing piece flows? As that means, whenever you're reading the writing piece that you wrote, it's cohesive. It feels like one solid writing piece that moves on from one idea to the next without having too much jumping in between ideas or too much trouble understanding one idea and how it connects to the other idea. So how do we do that? We glue them together using connectives. So essentially, we use connectives as a bridge that connects one idea to the next. There are different types of connectives that we can use. We have temporal connectives that tell us time. We have place connectives, sequence connectives, connectives that we can use to compare and contrast between two or several ideas. We have connectives that we can use to introduce our conclusion, and we have connectives that we can use to show condition or cause. Starting with temporal connectives, we can use suddenly, presently, 2 hours later, the previous week, from time to time, and the following morning. Note that your connectives can range from one word and go up to 4 words. And these are just examples of connectives. There are many more. Place connectives, we could use across town, leaving the house, downstairs, further, beyond, or in the foreground. To show sequence, we can use first, and if we use first, there can be second, third, and so on and so forth. Or we can use next. For example, you can use first and second, and afterwards, instead of saying third, you can say next. We can say after this. To show the ending of our sequence, we can use in conclusion, finally, and maybe if you want to introduce idea, in the middle, we can use in light of. To compare and contrast, we can use in contrast, however, or on the other hand. This mostly shows contrast, which means you're showing me one idea and how it's different from another idea. But if two ideas are similar, we can use similarly, and if you want to elaborate more, you can use furthermore, hence, and accordingly. We also have connectives that show conclusion. For example, connectives like to sum up, ultimately, after all, in summary, overall, and as shown. Connectives that show condition or cause are connectives such as in case, provided that, due to, while, in the event of, or on the condition that. This is something, we use these when we want to showcase that something is dependent on something else. Alright? Whenever you plan your writing, remember the same way how you plan your points for each paragraph, you should also plan a variety of connectives that you want to use. A task for you is going to be to write a formal letter to a company convincing them to become more environmentally friendly. For example, you want a company, maybe Dal, to switch from using plastic bottles to recycled cardboard bottles. Remember to write out your plan and which connectives you're going to be using. Thank you, and if you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to ask me. Bye!